we're going to be building this 20S 8P battery pack using Molicel P42A cells. This is a 72V 33.6 amp hour battery pack. It's capable of 170 amps continuous discharge with a peak discharge of 360 amps, which is limited by the cell configuration and the BMS settings. When it's fully charged, it can supply 30 kilowatts of peak power. It's fully capable of 12 kilowatts continuously at nominal voltage. Here you can see me assembling the cell holders and doing some forward planning of the BMS location, current path direction, and cell layout, and just the overall size and shape of the pack. These are the widely available honeycomb type cell holders that slide together and can be used to make your desired configuration. The cell holders provide some mechanical rigidity and create the structure of the pack, with their main purpose being to insulate the cell groups from each other. This is a critical step in mitigating internal short circuits. Now I'm just adding insulator rings to the positive side, since negative is also on the top side of the cell just under the wrapper. This step is sometimes skipped by some people, but it just doesn't make sense to skip something that is so easy and inexpensive to do that offers an extra protection against shorts. This pack has a simple design that is optimal for efficient current flow with as little resistance as possible. This is because the series connections are so wide, giving more than enough current path between cell groups. In this configuration, each row of cells from top to bottom is a parallel group of 8 cells that will connect in series. When we connect cells in parallel, all the positives and all the negatives in that group are connected together. This means that they will charge and drain together, and their capacities and continuous current, or C rating, their amp rating, will be multiplied by the number of cells in that group, in this case 8. The nominal voltage will remain the same as a single cell here at 3.6 volts. When we connect cells or cell groups in series, the voltage is multiplied by the number of groups. We will connect the positives of one group to the negatives of the next group to form a series connection, repeating this process until we have 20 groups in series. That'll be 19 total connections. At this point, it's important to note that when building a pack, all cells should be voltage balanced as close as possible before connecting them in parallel. Cells used to make a pack should also match capacity, current rating, and chemistry type. Failure to heat here can let all the magic smoke out of your pack and anything around it. Okay, so these are the series connections. They will also connect the groups in parallel. At 0.15 millimeters thick, these copper Coulomb current conductors can capably carry a calculated continuous 357 amps. Whoa, did Zach Friedman write that part? The nickel strips are 0.1 millimeter thick and are used to facilitate the weld, since we are using a K-weld resistance spot welder. So I'll just finish trimming these up and turn the music up while I weld all the base connections.
If you walking darkness, then we cannot get along. You give me a baby and crash forever, getting the word and gon' get grown. And he come in like a thief in the night, I don't think it's gonna be long. And I used to live in the world, that's until God called me home. I'm in my mode, I'm in my bag, I see a demon, I do him bad, don't wanna die. My girl should try it, I do it for y'all, you do it for cash. I'm gonna take her all the way, while they go to Broadway. Got some inside the lukewarm, that's why I go all the way. That's why I go all the way. Can't play both sides, that's why I go all the way. You know that you can't hide, might as well take it all the way. For you sure I'm gon' slide, I'm gon' take it all the way. Take it all the way. Take it all the way. world to take that L and choose the word. God over everything, I don't know what you heard. Blessings on these blessings, I guess God just had to splurge. I'd rather walk with Christ instead of walking with the herd. Repent and give yourself to God, ayy, that's the move. Preach the word, even if they hate it, that's my move. If you got God on your side and you can't lose, I feel like if he with me, then I'm good, that's my move. Too much rap music that's influenced by the devil. I go against the grain, now they calling me a rebel. The demons trying to get me, yes and nah, I can't let you. You can still give your life to the Lord, he can help you, ayy, ayy. And I know you think it's cool having sex, gang banging, selling drugs, breaking rules, and these rappers making millions promoting, you confused. But if I make a song about God and it won't get no views, well, if this take away from my spins, which will probably take away from my ends, then I hope somebody living in sin will let God use their voice. And it's God of the world, let them know they got a choice. Ay, you can choose the world to take that L and choose the word. God over everything, I don't know what you heard. Blessings on these blessings, I guess God just had to splurge. I'd rather walk with Christ instead of walking with the herd. Repent and give yourself to God, ayy, that's the move. Preach the word, even if they hate it, that's my move. If you got God on your side and you can't lose, I feel like if he with me, then I'm good, that's my move. You can choose the world to take that L and choose the word. God over everything, I don't know what you heard. Blessings on these blessings, I guess God just had to splurge. I'd rather walk with Christ instead of walking with the herd. That's my move. That's my move. That's my move. That's my move.
The wicked or the godless flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion. Bold as a lion.
Y'all think these rappers ill? Ill. I don't feel them boys. Mama from Chicago, it's obvious I'm in Illinois. Tryna let me in the door. Who said I give a choice? I'm a legend like I'm John. You hear it in the voice. Enough of glorifying me. There's one go. I was lost all on my own. The Holy One spoke. Hell hot but flow cold. You gon' need more than one coat. Devil say he want war. God built me for the gun smoke. A man hard plans his way. We know who doesn't step in. Harry Styles on a narrow path. I'm headed one direction. They wanted to be as it was, but God said come to heaven. Think it's sweet like watermelon sugar. They not understanding. It's just a sign of the times. I'm dumping and popping my rhymes. And times can you not see the signs? But praising my pop in these lines. So glad that I'm not with the blind. Yeshua coming back is going down like Jack in his prime. But these dudes sleep and they too deep in the world. But with the flow I still kick it like Bruce Lee. And with God I'm building for protection like it's Fortnite. But ironically these boys too weak. Killed my old self. Why? So I can live again. Become a new creation. Now I no longer live in sin. Let's get it in. I can't sell my soul for the dividends. And mental cell is what it piss you in. Free him from prison then.
I'm the black version of Homelander. A grown man that'll throw hands at his own fans. Trying to hold hands in the comments, call me an old man. I'm kidding. I'm full of massive energy with enough toxic masculinity to die on the cross for whatever you speak. And wait for 3 days to come back from the grave in full power so I can turn the other cheek. Let's go. It's better to be a monster and learn how to control it. I burn hotter than coal. I discern how to behold when the word God to control all of my soul. I'm like Morbius mixed with Morpheus, morbidly forming a Mortal Kombat for these Shang Tsungs who would shoot to kill your whole universe with a James gun. I'm Clark Kent in his black suit, I'm attack proof, in a bad mood, looking for snacks, ready to smack group. I get my powers from the sun, talking about Jesus. Sentient life form, born in an ice storm, who came to earth to where Christ born, struggling to fight porn, working hard to keep the lights on, listening to college drop out cause I don't like dorms.
The king's coming to demons that's more scary than going to war with a horde of Dothraki barbarians, all carrying swords while they're led by Daenerys the Targaryen. On a dragon they'll come up short as the dwarf Tyrion Lannister. But this ain't the Game of Thrones, this is the danger zone to the persecuted. They're hanging stone, just know that you ain't alone. We hated on it, labeled menaces like Jesus and his disciples during the reign of Rome. But be bold, don't ever change your tone. Your name will be added to the book of life as your name's engraved in stone. My whole gang is on that Genghis Kong, banging on the God of this world, screaming Yeshua till his name is known. Yes, so I'm going in with this pen, inserting this medicine in the verse for the men that are in the search. Cause these rappers cap more than a dentist with dental work. They ain't real, they just playing pretending it's metaverse. Cross for Christ.
Hey, you serve God?
let's step on a tomato. Right after finishing the base welding for this pack, I made the last series connection for number 10 to number 11. That connection uses 4 10-gauge silicone wires equally spaced and equally placed on the copper to create a current path that is free of bottlenecks, possible damage to the cells, or one with high resistance. I then sized a 1mm thick insulator for the center of the pack, and after a quick test fit of the last series connection, I added some insulation to the body of the cells and then some Kapton to protect the copper. So after that terrible tasting tomato trampling today, oh wait, we already did the shout out to Zach Friedman thing, and he doesn't even do it every time, and he's probably not even going to see this, although we are 3D printing something in the next video. Oh, maybe I could sell that as an Intexa shout out. So after almost catching up, that last series connection just got attached, and now I'm making the connection for the negative charge and discharge to the BMS. This connection and the one for positive are both barrel lugs squeezed on with a hydraulic crimper and then covered with marine heat shrink. These connectors are Burndy compression butt splices that are made of a thick tin coated copper and maintain a cross section capable of passing the intended current. The positive lead is getting split into 4 here to ensure that the load is evenly placed across the first group of cells, maintaining an optimal current path. I will attach the negative input for the BMS in the same manner, as you'll soon see. The charging circuit is good for 30 amps and uses an XT60 that I'm adding now. For the discharge, those are 6-gauge silicone wires, and I'll be using an OSE QS8S and a spark connector, if anyone really calls it all that. These can be tricky to properly flow and attach and can cause heat and resistance to steal power if you have a dry or cold flow joint. Not enough or too much solder can cause problems too, like cover fitment, bridging, stress points, embrittlement, resistance, and even reduced conductivity. Insufficient heat or solder flow is usually to blame for this, while too much heat can quickly ruin your connector. It's really a get in, get out art form. Also, it is best practice to tin the wire and the connector cups before attaching them. This improves conductivity and quickens proper solder flow. Of course, in the true spirit of Edward Murphy Jr. himself, I heat soak the connector while trying to record it and not using my usual method. So I just stop to let it all cool and then refloat it to set properly. Moving back to the other end, I've added an insulator to isolate the BMS from the pack. Now I'm connecting the positive leads for both charge and discharge and ensuring they're connected in a way that's not kinking the wires or pulling on them or the copper in any way. Final test fit. Okay, happy with that. Over to negative. Completing this step of the build may be my favorite part. It's really rewarding to see all the plans coming together. I mean, there's room for a lot to go wrong here. I like to call this the BMS harness. Okay, so adding the BMS here completes the main construction of the pack. Spot welding the harness onto the pack like this is always done as a last step to keep heat away from the cells during the soldering process. Soldering directly onto the cells or allowing excessive heat to be transferred to the cells can quickly damage them and should be avoided. As the final steps for this part, I'll just add some Kapton tape to cover the outside layers of copper and place the BMS with double-sided sticky to keep it from moving around. This finally brings us to the balance leads. As with other lithium and lipo packs, these leads are providing individual connections from the BMS to each of the cell groups for monitoring, charging, and balancing the pack. I'm just putting them in order so that they don't cross in a pinch point and create the potential for a short circuit. So now I can just cut them all to length, tin the connection points, and attach them. Avoiding mom's spaghetti here is just as important as the other steps to avoid future issues. These wires are small and thin, and crossing them can cause friction wear spots and eventual shorts, which we have established is bad.
The remaining voiceover content of this video has been removed for obvious legal reasons. Access to this and other extended content will be granted when you like the video. Subscribe to the channel for other captivating content that will blow your mind.
That is not what I told him to say. You artificial idiot. Adam, you're fired.
Whatever, that's Cap. I'll see you Monday.
So what I'm trying to say is if you've made it this far in the video, then you've obviously enjoyed it or you got something from it. And leaving a like lets me and others know that you did. And leaving a comment and subscribing to the channel lets the algorithm know to show you and others content as it becomes available. And that's it. The rest is pretty self-explanatory, except for me adding the temperature sensors here. So thanks for watching.
Step 1, get into the word and get out the zoo. Step 2, kill your old self and become new. Step 3, turn from all the sinning that you used to do. Step 4, tell the whole squad they can do it too. Christ walk, step, 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 hey, Christ walk, step, step, hey, step, step. And soon we gon' have to pin the mill down and get some meat. Preaching sound good when you a baby Christ, that ain't that sweet. Easy being Christian on the net, but what about in the streets? We at war with all these evil rulers, are you down for me? You'll get persecuted by the world, even by your friends. It's gonna be the closest people to you. You thought that's your man, devil working, he gon' push the limit to see where you stand. Especially when you have a weak moment, he know that's his chance. What you down to lose for the kingdom? You might lose your bands. I mean, look at me as an example. I done locked my fans. All these demons trying to bring you down any way they can. Are you gonna endure it to the end? Tell me what's your plan. Step 1, get into the word and get out the zoo. Step 2, kill your old self and become new. Step 3, turn from all the sinning that you used to do. Step 4, tell the whole squad they can do it too. Christ walk, step, 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 hey, Christ walk, step, step, hey, step, step.
At this point it's like common sense that ain't coming. So I ain't even really Christ walking, I'm running from all of my sins.
I'm trying to follow God, but they wanna see me slipping. They don't wanna see me winning. They say, Bryson, boy, you missing out on millions. I'm just seeing things different. I'm giving God everything. I'm giving God everything.
Let's go.
I'm trying to follow God, but they wanna see me slipping.
How they trying to get you slipping?
They don't wanna see me winning. They say, Bryson, boy, you missing out on millions. I'm just seeing things different. I'm giving God everything. Give him everything. I'm giving God everything.
I give him everything.
When you give your life to God and everything change. How you claim to be saved, but you still the same. You still got breath in you, so eternal life arranged. But if you choosing the world, then who can you blame? I'm trying to show my friends the truth, but they don't listen, cause they too caught up in the grace. They think I'm tripping, but I guess it's more convenient to keep on sinning. God said you gon' be judged by the way you living. People too caught up in the smoking, the drinking, the sex. How you a Christian, but on Instagram showing your breasts. All the man on drugs, come in the flesh. Lord, when you coming back? This world is a mess. I try to warn them, but they get me painted a villain. I try to give them scripture, but they give me feelings. Men supposed to lead, but they just follow the women. Y'all think it's freedom, it's a prison. I'm trying to follow God, but they wanna see me slipping. They don't wanna see me winning. They say, Bryson, boy, you missing out on millions. I'm just seeing things different. I'm giving God everything. I'm giving God everything.
Let's go.
I'm tryna follow God, but they wanna see me slipping.
How they tryna catch you slipping?
They don't wanna see me winning. They say, Bryson, boy, you missing out $1 million. I'm just seeing things different. I'm giving God everything. Give him everything. I'm giving God everything.
I give him everything.
Everything.
Let's go.
I'm tryna follow God, but they wanna see me slipping. They don't wanna see me winning. They say, Bryson, boy, you missing out $1 million. I'm just seeing things different. I'm giving God everything. I'm giving God everything.
Let's go.
I'm tryna follow God, but they wanna see me slipping.
How they tryna catch you slipping?
They don't wanna see me winning. They say, Bryson, boy, you missing out $1 million. I'm just seeing things different. I'm giving God everything.
Give him everything.
I'm giving God everything.
I give him everything.